Hi, this is Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another record to play for you. Today, record David and Goliath. So let's get started.
David and Goliath. The judges continued to rule Israel, but Samuel was to be the last of them. When he became too old to judge any longer, the people asked Samuel to appoint a king to rule them. Even though Samuel advised against it, the people wanted a king, just as other nations had. So Samuel agreed. He prayed to God for guidance, and God told Samuel to choose Saul as the first king of Israel. Saul was the son of Kish, a very rich man of the tribe of Benjamin. Saul was a strong, handsome youth with a fiery spirit. Saul became a great warrior king. With God's help, Saul's army won many great victories. But when God commanded Saul to destroy the Amalekites and all their animals, Saul disobeyed God's orders. He and his soldiers killed the people, but kept the sheep and oxen and lambs. When Samuel heard of Saul's disobedience, he went to him to find out why. Saul explained that he wanted the animals as sacrifices to the Lord. But the Lord commanded that it was more important for his people to obey him than to make sacrifices. So he told Samuel that he would soon appoint a new king. Even though Saul continued to rule Israel, God told Samuel to go to the home of Jesse of Bethlehem, for it would be among Jesse's 8 sons that he would choose Israel's new king. Samuel did as the Lord commanded. 7 of Jesse's sons were brought before Samuel, but the Lord did not choose any of them. However, when the youngest, a shepherd named David, came before Samuel, God said, "This is he. From this day on, David shall have the Spirit of the Lord with him." Saul was a good king, but since God no longer favored him, he soon became very sad and depressed. He knew that in a short time he would lose his kingdom. Saul's servants wanted to cheer their ruler, so they suggested bringing to the palace a musician, a young man who sang sweetly and played lilting music on a harp. That young man was David, the son of Jesse of Bethlehem. David came to Saul's court, and the king soon grew to love the young shepherd. While David was at Saul's court, the war between the Philistines and the Israelites continued. During one battle, the dreaded Philistines were camped out on a mountainside, while Saul and the Israelite army faced them on another mountain. But between them was a deep valley. Among the Philistines was a fearsome soldier named Goliath. He was a giant of a man, over 9 feet tall. Each day Goliath left the Philistine camp and went into the valley that separated the two armies.
"Send out a man to fight me,"
Goliath shouted to the Israelites.
"Choose your best fighter, and I will fight to the death. If he kills me, we will be yours servants. But if I slay him, then you must serve us.
Day after day, for 40 days, Goliath repeated his challenge. No Israelite dared accept the challenge. Goliath was too big, too strong, too fierce a fighter. Who could hope to defeat him? David was too young to be a soldier, but his brothers were part of Saul's army. One day, Jesse sent David to visit his brothers and bring them bread and cheese. Well, he arrived just as Goliath was shouting out another of his challenges.
Send out a man to fight me.
Goliath yelled once again. When none of the frightened soldiers answered Goliath, David was ashamed. Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? Asked David. If no one else will fight him, I will. When Saul heard of David's words, he sent for the boy. I can't let you fight a giant like Goliath, Saul told David. You're only a boy. When lions or bears attacked my father's sheep, the Lord gave me the strength to kill them with this, David said, and he held up a sling. The Lord will give me the strength to defeat Goliath. Go then, said Saul, and may the Lord be with you. But you must be armed. Here, take my helmet and sword and armor. I cannot fight with these, said David. I have all that I need. These stones in my shepherd's bag, my sling and my staff. Goliath laughed in David's face when he saw the Israelite champion approaching.
Come here, boy.
Goliath mocked.
Am I a dog that you have come to fight me with a stick?
You come to fight me with a sword, a spear, and a shield, David answered. But I come to fight you in the name of the God of the armies of Israel. That God will deliver you into my hands. I will slay you and cut off your head. Goliath roared in anger. Raising his spear, he charged. Quickly, David took a stone from his bag and placed it in the sling. With all of his might, he twirled the sling around his head and let the stone fly. God guided the boy's aim and the force of the stone. It struck Goliath's forehead and sank deeply into his skull. Goliath groaned and staggered forward. Then the Philistine giant fell dead at David's feet. The shepherd boy took out Goliath's sword and cut off the mighty soldier's head. As soon as the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they fled in panic. David had saved the Israelites from their bitterest enemies, the Philistines. Here's a traditional folk song taken from the Old Testament called a spiritual, all about Joshua fighting the Battle of Jericho. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, 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 yeah. Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. You may talk about your men old Gideon, you may brag about your men old Saul. There's no like good old Joshua at at the battle of Jericho. God knows him, Joshua at the battle of Jericho. Jericho, Jericho, yeah, Joshua at the battle of Jericho. And the walls come tumbling down, and up to the walls of Jericho. He marched with spear in hand. Go below the ram horns of Joshua God calls the battle I'm in my hand. God knows him, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, on Jericho, yeah, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. And the walls come tumbling down. So the lamb she drums began to blow. Trumpets began to sound. Old Joshua shouted glory. And the walls come tumbling down. Yeah, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, yeah, Jericho, yeah, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. And the walls come tumbling down. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, on Jericho, yeah, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. And the walls come tumbling down. You may talk about your men of Gideon. You may brag about your men of Saul. There's no like good old Joshua at the battle of Jericho. And up to the walls of Jericho, he marched with spear in hand. Go below the ram horns of Joshua would cry, cause the battle I'm in my hand. Then the lamb ran, sheep horns began to blow. Trumpets began to sound. Old Joshua, glory, walls come tumbling down. God knows Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Jericho, Jericho, yeah, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. And the walls come tumbling down, 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 down.
So that was David and Goliath. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.